Hi, my name is Jeff Denworth. I'm the CMO and co-founder of a new storage company that you may not have heard of called Vast Data. So Vast Data's mission started about 5 years ago. We created a company with a specific goal in mind, and that goal was to basically become an extinction level event for the hard drive in the data center. And what we've been doing is working tirelessly for the last 5 years, focusing on engineering that made it possible for the first time to break trade-offs between performance and capacity such that customers can afford flash for all of their data. What we realized through this process is that once you no longer have to make decisions about performance or capacity with respect to infrastructure, the same types of reasons that customers tier their data also no longer apply. So we call this concept universal storage. It's extremely disruptive in the marketplace. And we think this sets a foundation for the next generation of computing where customers adopt even more big data technologies and start to layer in AI and machine learning, not just to a specific part of their workloads, but rather as these technologies get infused into every single way that they compute. And so we have been on a little bit of a tear. The company sold more than $200 million the company sold over $100 million in the last 2 years. And recently we're valued at $3.7 billion, which makes us the most valuable private infrastructure company in history. One of the unique aspects of us is that we sell big systems to organizations, oftentimes focused on environments like HPC or AI that are computing in very big ways. And so we've delivered out to the market in very short time hundreds of petabytes of flash infrastructure, and we're just getting started. We think that the time is now for the age of all flash, in particular because of the modern computing agenda. And what we viewed is that the style of computing is changing over time. And whereas, yesterday customers would worry about the output of a single job or the value of a single transaction, as we move into the machine learning and big data age, the value of all of a customer's data becomes the compelling event to basically build more accurate, more realistic models using AI tools. And so by putting all of that data on flash, you unlock and transform the value that you can get from this data and make your data set suitable for this next generation of computing. And the way that we do this is by building a new type of storage system that we call universal storage. It's a system that combines all NVMe performance, but performance isn't our objective, cost is. And so all of our energies are focused on bringing down the cost of flash infrastructure such that it can be cost competitive with hard drive-based storage. And once you get there, performance is a happy byproduct. We have customers that are combining their Scratch and their AI and their home environments all in one distributed storage system without any more worrying about where their data is because it's always available in real time. It's a distributed file and object storage system with standard interfaces. We made the decision in the very early days not to build a parallel file system client, but on the flip side, customers get all the RDMA performance benefit, all of the parallelism that you get out of a distributed parallel file system without any of the complexity. And then finally, we've pioneered a new business model that we call Gemini, which basically disaggregates storage from software and changes the refresh cycle that customers have been on for the past 30 years. And so IDC characterizes this solution as the storage architecture of the future. And at the bottom, what you have are very high density storage enclosures built entirely of flash and a new type of technology that comes from Intel known as Optane or 3D Crosspoint technology. Optane allows us to shape writes into very low cost flash devices that are QLC based. And then the logic is all run in stateless Docker containers on the other side of an NVMe fabric in a distributed cluster architecture that we call disaggregated and shared everything. And so this architecture exposes all of the file, object, and container and GPU presentations that you can get from the system, and it's fully multi-protocol in nature. The thing that we're going to be most famous for, I think, is the transformation of the calculus of flash ownership. It comes from developing new algorithms that shape the writes that go into flash, getting new data protection overhead levels down to just 2.5%, and a new approach to data reduction, which when combined allows customers to use flash for all of their data. And as one of our HPC customers, Doug Technology, says, it basically changes your relationship with data. And so we've been supporting a number of HPC centers, including, for example, the Department of Energy with their home directory, their Scratch requirements, as well as their AI training requirements. And we're happy to tell you more if you visit us at vastdata.com. Thank you for your time.